Welcome to By the Numbers, where with the help of my AI assistant F.A.N.D.A, we'll pull all the data on your favorite romantic comedies, then we'll have a falling out and have to chase that data through an airport before it leaves for Paris to become a food critic.
Data completes me.
Today we're creating the perfect R-rated romantic comedy by determining the best ones ever, seeing what they have in common, then crafting our own that belongs among the very best of the genre. First up, our list. F.A.N.D.A, please analyze box office results, major award nominations, Metacritic scores, IMDb user ratings, Rotten Tomato meters, and Letterboxd scores to separate the good from the good luck Chuck.
Out of her and hold it like a
Scanning. Displaying results.
Unsurprisingly, the number one spot goes to When Harry Met Sally. The Rob Reiner and Nora Ephron penned blockbuster was nominated for a Best Original Screenplay Oscar and made enough money to buy 275,000 LL Bean chunky cable knit sweaters. 19 of the top 20 films were nominated for Academy Awards. It's a stacked list that's filled out by R-rated rom-com classics like Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Bridget Jones' Diary, Grosse Pointe Blank, and Love Actually. Some fun new movies made the cut too, as The Idea of You, Anyone But You, I Want You Back, Rye Lane, Fire Island, and Palm Springs proved themselves worthy of being in the list with the R-rated rom-com gods, Hugh Grant and Colin Firth. There's also movies like Age of Consent, the 1969 rom-com that's about exactly what you think it's about, and Cousine, the French rom-com about two cousins, by marriage, having lots of sex. Yeah, the R-rated rom-com genre goes for it. Next up, F.A.N.D.A, I want you to scan these movies to identify the tropes and characteristics that occur most frequently. For instance, in Anyone But You, Silver Linings Playbook, Sideways, The Wedding Banquet, Rye Lane, Bridget Jones' Diary, Coming to America, and, pretty much every other rom-com, one half of the couple is keeping a gigantic secret from the other. I've prepared a preliminary list with 11 tropes, but feel free to pull out anything that seems to happen all the time.
Scanning. Displaying results.
On average, the 86 movies feature close to 8 out of the 11 tropes and characteristics that are heavily featured. This is fun to know because even the classy R-rated rom-coms like Punch Drunk Love and Amelie lean into lies, sex, and having their characters chase down their love interests. Sex goes down on screen in 91.8% of the films, and the next most popular characteristic is dancing or singing, which occurs in just under 90% of the movies. It's not surprising because there's about 700 characters in Love Actually, but that one has the most rom-com tropes and aspects. There's sex, nudity, lies, cheating, multiple musical numbers, writers, couples that break up, couples that end up together, characters who chase down their love interest in airports located in a major city. Toss in all the turtlenecks and the Hugh Grant, Colin Firth of it all, and it checks every box we had. F.A.N.D.A, what were your favorite examples? The times when the tropes are used to perfection.
Rewatching. Getting cozy. Displaying results.
The greatest example of two characters having a fight, splitting up, and then one of them having an epiphany and running a long distance to deliver a speech is in When Harry Met Sally. Harry's "when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible" monologue is a first ballot Hall of Fame rom-com moment. The best example of a character singing is in Pretty Woman, when Julia Roberts in a bathtub belting out the Prince song Kiss. The movie pulled in $432 million in 1990 money because Julia Roberts' chemistry and charm exploded off the screen. The bathtub singing scene is funny, flirty, and features a very unself-conscious performance, which is needed in rom-coms. Silver Linings Playbook edges out Saving Face and Grosse Pointe Blank for best dancing scene because a large chunk of the movie is dedicated to it. It doesn't just happen. The best lie goes to the Ang Lee directed The Wedding Banquet, which creates an incredible number of huge secrets and was honored with a Best Foreign Language Film Academy Award nomination. Coming to America comes in at a close second. In Bridget Jones' Diary, Bridget works at a publishing company, then lands a job in television, and she writes in a diary. Thus, she edges out the writers in Sideways, Shakespeare in Love, Ruby Sparks, The Worst Person in the World, Chasing Amy, and Long Shot. When it comes to nudity and sex, it's hard to beat Forgetting Sarah Marshall for all that jangle, and the best location work goes to Amelie for making Paris seem like a character. Okay, now that we have all the data, it's time to flex our creative muscles. F.A.N.D.A, create the ultimate R-rated rom-com. One that will make insane money, be critically beloved, and influence years worth of fashion. Time doesn't matter, you can pull actors or directors from any year in our dataset.
Writing. Rewriting. Displaying results.
12 of the 14 highest grossing R-rated romantic comedies end with the characters together. So let's end the movie with the couple coming together in London, which worked well for Love Actually, Bridget Jones' Diary, and Rye Lane. For the leads, I'll take 1990 Julia Roberts, because Pretty Woman made Avengers-level money, and 1988 to 1992 Eddie Murphy, who was at the height of his rom-com powers with the ludicrously successful Coming to America and Boomerang. This works out perfectly because Roberts and Murphy have an almost 7-year age gap, and the top 10 highest grossing R-rated rom-coms have an age gap of 7.9 years between the leads. In 7 of the 8 highest grossing R-rated rom-coms, the lead male actor has a lot of money and lives in a beautiful loft or stays at 5-star hotels. So let's make Eddie's character a rakish land developer. In Knocked Up, The Worst Person in the World, Bridget Jones's Diary, Boomerang, Rye Lane, Love Actually, Broadcast News, and The Ugly Truth, the female star is either working as an anchor, reporter, behind-the-scenes photographer, or part of an art department at a magazine. It would be fun to see Roberts adopt a British accent and play an investigative journalist. Toss in some sex and tasteful bit of nudity, which shouldn't be a problem for our writers, Love Actually scribe Richard Curtis and Academy Award-nominated Nora Ephron, who knows her way around a big O scene.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
For directors, I'm going with Gary Marshall, whose TV comedy chops can help him riff with Eddie Murphy, and past gigs with Julia Roberts make him comfortable telling these A-listers what to do. Let's kick it up a notch. Since The Mermaid made so much money and is critically beloved, let's make the plot about mermaid Julia Roberts becoming human. She gets a job as a reporter to uncover river pollution created by Eddie Murphy's London Development Project. The two fall in love, then break up because of a miscommunication when he reads her diary. This leads to Murphy stealing a boat to catch Roberts before she swims away to Atlantis. It'll take place somewhere between 1987 and 1990, because between Coming to America, Pretty Woman, When Harry Met Sally, Bull Durham, Broadcast News, Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down, Working Girl, and The Fabulous Baker Boys, those years are probably the greatest ever for R-rated rom-com glory. And because successful movies like Pretty Woman, Anyone But You, When Harry Met Sally, Rye Lane, and The Ugly Truth feature characters whose names have the same amount of letters, the characters will be named Jerry and Mary. F.A.N.D.A, do you have any more fun stats movie proposals?
Oddly enough, many people get punched in R-rated rom-coms. The best fight in any of them happens in Bridget Jones's Diary when Hugh Grant and Colin Firth have an all-time battle. The best kill happens in Grosse Pointe Blank when John Cusack stabs a guy in the neck with a pen. I love R-rated rom-coms. Typically, the male lead is older than the female lead, but when it comes to Seth Rogen, he's the younger love interest in Knocked Up, Long Shot, Take This Waltz, and Zack and Miri Make a Porno. Since 2022, it's been a good time to have you in the title, as I Want You Back, Anyone But You, and The Idea of You have all done really well.
Thanks again, F.A.N.D.A. Because you work so hard, the bosses at Fandom wanted you to take their credit card so you can go on an AI glow-up.
Be sure to like and subscribe.